Hi there YouTube, it is Wednesday and it's time to continue our general aviation tour of Australia. We're in the Torres Strait today out of Horn Island, heading up to what's called Mount Ernest Island, that the local Torres Strait Islanders call Nagia.
It is Wednesday.
There's my own voice.
Our general
Great. So Nagia is our first island, instead of calling it Mount Ernest Island. Second one, us white boys call it Coconut Island. Local Torres Strait Islanders call it Paruma. And then we're heading off to a rather famous place in Mer Island. You may have never heard of it before. The locals call it Mer, M-E-R, and it's where a certain Mabo used to potentially own land. There was a large court case about that, which established land ownership rights among Aboriginal Australians, certainly in Queensland. We will eventually be going to Mayberg, but that's going to happen next flight. This time we're just doing Mount Elliot Island, Coconut, and Murray. Anyway, heading out to the Cessna 182, which will be our flight for the next couple of legs. Hello to Lachlan Boyd and Miles Harrison. And I've forgotten to go ahead and open my chat window for the guys over in Twitch land. I'll get that sorted shortly. So if you're on Twitch right now, sorry I haven't seen your message, but now I can. Alrighty, here we are at the aeroplane. It's rather cloudy weather today. I believe the cloud's sitting at about 2,000 feet, so I'll probably be flying around at about 1,000, 1,005. Anyhow, here is our 182. Go ahead and open the doors. And let's jump in. Good stuff. First thing I want to do is drop away those and turn on the master switch. Get the flaps down. I'm waiting for the flaps. Pitot cover can go away. And pitot heat goes on. There you go. Lachlan Boyd has seen this aeroplane, Zulu Charlie uniform, in person. I'm assuming that was down at Point Cook. And did you see the big air conditioning system in the back of the aeroplane? That's hilarious that they put that in. I've never been in a light aircraft with air conditioning on it before, so that would be fun. Alright, let's do our walk around. Giving that a good touch, it is warm. To the back, the door is locked. Unlocked, actually. Because we have to put the tie downs in there. And yes, I am on VATsim. Aussie Aircraft 98 getting the Navajo. And coming in from Coconut Island. Very nice. Flaps are looking good. Ailerons are good. Tie down is away. And the fuel drain air inlet is good. Chocks out. I love those little pop open things so you can look inside the tyre and pump the tyres up. Fuel drain looks good. Up the top here we can see that we've got, what is that, 28 gallon of fuel. Yeah, we're certainly out of, in fact, next flight we're going to fly up to the point where we can see Papua New Guinea, but we're not actually going to fly over Papua New Guinea. This is an Australian tour. But yeah, if we get to the point where we can see Papua New Guinea and go, hey, this is Saibai Island, and next to Saibai Island is another larger island called Papua New Guinea. That could be fun. Cool, just looking through there. All those cows are good. Those looking fine. Now, as far as the map is concerned, we're a little bit too far away from Port Moresby. Port Moresby's up in that area, so it's a little bit. Actually, we're probably actually flying further to where we're going than it would be to Port Moresby. If we flew directly from here to Port Moresby, it's a lesser distance than out to Mer Island. Let's look at that. I think we've got a little bit more fuel on that side than the other side. Fuel drain's looking good. Chocks are away. Tie down is away. That's looking good. That also. Flaps are happy. And we're done. Just a little hint. Once you're done checking the flaps and you're about to jump back into the aircraft, my suggestion is to walk around to the outer edge of your wingtip and then walk in, because if you duck your head under there, you will hit it. There are two types of Cessna pilot. Those that have jammed their head against the flaps, and those that are going to one day. Door is closed. Events for the weekend. Friday night operations has a wonderful little, what are we doing? San Francisco to Los Angeles. So they're pretty popular airports in the United States. California. Looking forward to that. Not sure about any others, but I'll plan that out in the next few days. Okay, so this is a VTC for the Torres Strait Islands. Lower level of controlled airspace E-class is flight level 180. Today with a cloud, our maximum altitude will be 2000. After we depart Horn Island, we're going to be tracking out to Narugul and then landing on a beach on Mount Ernest Island, which, as we established before, is called Naghia by the locals. They don't speak English. Well, at least they didn't. They do a bit now. But after we leave Mount Ernest Island, and we are going to land on the beach at Mount Ernest Island, that's marked out. And there's a little hut next to it. We're going to pick up some fish. We're going to fly over the top of Sassy Island, landing on Coconut Island. And Coconut Island is named Peruna. And after leaving Coconut Island, which is a wonderful little bit of scenery, we'll be heading over to Mer Island. And I think we'll call it a night there. Yeah, USA ATC is pretty much the same. The difference is when you do a readback for your cleared SID, you don't actually read it back, you just read back your score code usually, unless they change some details. And don't expect them to give you your star, because you probably filed it in your flight plan. I'm not going to tell you to, oh, you know that flight plan you filed? Well, I'm going to read it out to you so that you know to put it in your FMS. You should have put it in your FMS already because you filed it. Yeah? Cool. So if you file a standard arrival route in America, they're not going to tell you to fly the filed route that you filed. So let's get used to that. Anyhow, it is time to jump and start the aeroplane. Let's run some checklists. Upon entering, weight and balance is good. I've only got us in the aeroplane. Parking brake is set. Control wheel lock is removed. Ignition and avionics off. Master switch is done. And they do want the cowl flaps open. Static source is off. And elevator trim set for takeoff. Done. Cowl flaps open. Okay, throttle cracked. Just open a touch. Prop controls fully forward. Mixer is out. Master switch, beacon, cowl flaps open. We are not warm, so we'll need the fuel pump. Mixer rich with the fuel pump and then back it off. Cool. Alrighty, let's roll the rest. Push that in, fuel pump. Fuel flow looks good, 5 seconds. We're done. Fuel flow falls. Back to idle. Looking around, no one's around. Clear prop. Let's start it. Doesn't like me today. That's there. We are a cold airplane. It's trying. Oh yeah. Let's lean the mixer out again. Scenery links are all in the bottom. It is everything there. That's OZX and a bunch of sceneries for the Torres Strait. Yep, it's pretty much all of the scenery tonight. Everything that's in the link. There's like 15 different add-ons that I've got mashed together. It's pretty horrid. There we go, back in. I don't think we even have DME out here, so I'm just going to turn that on. Okay, let's run that flight plan. We are going to Narugal first, NOOG. A lot of open water out here, so I do want to have some waypoints out there. YCCT. Okay, Coconut Island it is. Maps on. Q&A set. That's going to close the window. Temperature's 28 Celsius. Compass. Is that 13? That's set. And let's have a look at the wind. Oh, I don't have napes up. Thought I had napes on. There we go, got it on now. So, Horn Island, Meta, 3109, scattered 1500, 29 degrees and 1007. Horn Island, there we are. Ursa. Finally got the charts ready. Here we go. Alright, we're hitting Horn Island firstly. It's run, yeah, we can do runway 32 straight out. That's easy enough. Complete that checklist. Alrighty, flaps coming up. Flight controls. Catch Aaron. Fuel quantity's good, mixture is happy, cloud flaps are open, fuel selector set to both, throttle. Alright, we'll move on out. Traffic Horn Island, Zulu Charlie Sarah is taxiing. Runway 32, Horn Island. Broadcast that on a frequency properly. 265, yes, we did. Good, let's move. Going to do a warm up here. Looking good. RPM coming up. 1900. Okay, left make it out. Happy with that. And the right. Good. Bring prop pitch now. Happy with that. Let's drop it. OZX may never ever come back. So just get used to the links that I've dropped in below. Okay, let's get some lights on. Landing lights in, beacon is on, taxi is on. Quite happy. What's that last one? Bidon? Don't need it. Traffic horn, Island, Zulu, Charlie Sierra, Cessna 172, entering runway 32. Departure to the north. Okay, let's roll out. Traffic on Island, Zulu Charlie Sierra is making a right base, runway 32, and departing by the right base. And tracking to Narugal. Traffic on Island. He certainly did do some good scenery add-ons. Fortunately, we've saved most of them onto the Google Drive, so you can download them and still use them. But we may never see any more. Okay, 1,500. That cloud layer is scattered down 2,000, so I'll have to stay down here. Cool, so we're way up to our first destination of Nakia. The Torres Strait is named after a Spanish explorer who discovered the area in the early 1600s. Was it even 1500s? Just double check. Torres Strait. Lots of Dutch explorers floating around the area as well. One of the very first landings in what is now considered to be Australia was just south of here. Just reducing power a touch there. OZX team members have been in orbits on occasion, but you're thinking about Aussie X, which is, there's a lot of overlap, let's put it that way. We're floating around, should be at 1,005. We didn't actually announce a height. All I know is that those clouds are at 2,000 feet. So we probably want to be at 500 feet below them to maintain VFR. Hi there, Sean. Yeah, pretty much. Spanish, Dutch and French are all over the place. And the British came along and went, you know, we've got a big navy too. We'll have that. Nice. So the first field that we'll be landing on is not actually an airport. It is essentially the rocky shoaly shore made out of coral next to the beach at Nakia Island. Folk that live up here, natives of the Torres Strait, they are distinct culture from the Aborigines, so there's no didgeridoos up here, there's no boomerangs. What they do have up here is a lot of boats, sailing skiffs, canoes, fishing, dancing, playing of drums, that kind of stuff. 182 is a great aeroplane to land on. It's more powerful than a 172, so it can get off the ground a lot quicker. The one thing I do have concerns of is that this aeroplane has a wheel pants, and flying with wheel pants on unprepared ground is just asking for your wheel pants to be destroyed. So that's one thing to take into account, that we may end up having to take the wheel pants off because we've damaged them and destroyed them. But assuming everything goes well with this landing, we'll be fine. Besides, we're renting the thing, it's not our problem. We'll just look up for a replacement wheel pants and then give them the money. Hi, sorry we destroyed the wheel pants on this aeroplane. Here's 150 bucks. Bye. Of course it's proper. Everyone calls them wheel pants. Sure, you could call them wheel cowlings, whatever. Aussie Aircraft 98. Yeah, well, I had to take the pads off a Cessna 172 that I did solo in, Mike Hotel Golf, back at Bazair. We actually took it off, me and my instructor at the time. The aircraft came back from a from other flight that someone else had, and we were looking at the wheel pads there, and they're like literally falling off, dragging along the ground. So I said, yeah, that's not really cool. So we actually called in the engineers, and they said, yeah, just take it off. So we did. Like 2 screws, and then the whole thing just fell off. We left the front one on, but the 2 back ones were pretty much ruined. Here's the island that we're going to. Next milk run is always on Monday milk run. It'll be Melbourne to Sydney or Sydney to Melbourne. Not sure what I'll fly yet. Probably the 321 yet again. OBS not set to GPS, you're probably right about that. Actually no, it is. We're just not on the GPS course. And that's the island that we're going to. There's the beach that we'll be landing on. I have to do a precautionary search and landing here because this isn't a prepared position. I'm flying VFR, so I don't need to worry about my CDI. Hello, Joint Inspector. Welcome to our first island, Nakia, sometimes known as Mount Elliot Island. The island itself is Mount Elliot, an extinct volcano, and the locals called it Nakia. Yep, we're going to have to do precautionary search and landing because this is not a prepared airfield. So I have to go in there, make sure that it's still all good to land on. Do a couple of low passes. Wind is from the north. What is the wind direction exactly? It was 310. Yeah, we're coming in from the right side, that's cool. Left hand orbits, we might have to go on the right hand orbits. Keep ourselves off the coastline. Traffic Torres Strait Islands, Zulu Charlie uniforms, the Cessna 182 at Mount Elliot Island. I'm doing precautionary search and landings on the northeast beach, Mount Elliot Island, Zulu Charlie uniform. One thing about the Cessnas, once you start your turn you can't see in the direction that you're turning. That's why I like the pipe, it's a little bit better. Of course with this kind of location you want the high wing instead of the low wing, because the high wing doesn't get affected by all the crap getting kicked up by the wheels when you land. So this is a beach which has also got like coral in it, so the coral makes it solid apart from the sand on the outside of the beach. You can see the prepared surface. A few weeds on the beach there. See the gable markers placed out there. So they've at least got the white markers, which I think are just white tyres. Might be actual gable markers properly. That's where we're headed. Quite a lot of boats out here. Okay, that's our initial low pass. We did get down to about 50 feet. There's 500. More around the island. Torres straight traffic, Zulu uniform, Zulu Charlie uniform is Mount Elliot Island. Turning down onto the beach. Mount Elliot. BCAS. So far, I think the worst runway we've landed on has got to be South Grafton. That changes now. Okay, one thing I remember from my precautionary search and landings, and this will be a full stop, we will do the 5 S's, which is surface, slope, surroundings, and I forget the other 2. So to do that, we'll drop down to about 500 above the field. And just to the right of the field so we can have a look at it from the pilot's window. 100 knots exactly. Try and square it off a little bit off to the side. Shape and size, you're right. Thank you. Kevin Wang, getting those 5 S's right. Count 500. Sitting at 100. So the slope is pretty much non-existent. Surrounding, we do have a little bit of a mountain off to the left-hand side. The size of it, we're going to count how many seconds it takes to pass at 100 knots. And the shape of it is rather long and rectangular. Also surrounding this thing, we have a few boats. So if we do crash, there's someone out there to pick us up and take us back. Alright, we're going to pass the wing. 100. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 10, 11, 12. About 12 seconds worth of runway there. Now I'm sure I remember a mathematical formula to figure out how many seconds at 100 knots equals how many feet of runway, or maybe it was meters. I can't remember that, but I reckon a 10-second long runway at 100 knots is fine. Now the main reason I know it's fine is because I've tested this offline, haven't I? Back down to 100. There we are. And the next pass will be the landing. Alrighty. Let's do the checklist. We have parking brake is released. Undercarriage is fixed. Mixture is fully rich. Prop is fully forward. Pump goes on for the landing. Instrument is set. Seats and harnesses secure. Yeah, it's been a while since I did my precautionary search and landing stuff. If you want to know how long it has been, it was in 2004. Haven't really been an active pilot since then. Okay, briefing for the passenger. We are going to land at Naghir Island, sometimes known as Mount Elliot Island. When we do land, you'll see that the water is off to the right hand side. There will be a slight hill off to your left. When we come to a full stop, I'll let you know when you can exit the cabin. When that does happen, I ask you to open your door with the handle, take off your seatbelt and walk to the tail of the aircraft. Make sure you do walk to the tail, do not walk forward of the aircraft because there is a propeller there. Assuming that everything is good to go, well, let's land. Traffic Torres Strait, Zulu Charlie uniforms, Cessna 182, landing at Naghir, Mount Elliot Island. Traffic Torres Strait. Flaps 1. Flaps 20. Train ahead, TARS. And we are ignoring the TARS warning. Flaps 30. He's back. Yep, we are lined up. $70 knots in. Sean and Ralph doing the math for me, thanks for that. There was a time when I knew that, and that's a time in the past. Should have thought about that before we came here. Anyway, Sean and Ralph giving you the speed in kilometers per hour divided by 3.6 obtained meters per second. 90 kph divided by 3.6 equals 50 meters per second times how long it took to fly the link, which was 10 seconds, 500 meters. Power off. Come on, get it on the ground. 12 seconds, you're right. All right. I'll just taxi up a little bit further. Landing lights off. I'll leave that on. And let's shut it down for the moment. Perhaps 10. Set. Okay, it's briefed. Let's meet at the tail. Good stuff. Here we are at the tail of our aircraft. Let's go up and have a chat to the guys that aren't here. Have a look around anyway. Mount Elliott Island. Ah, there's some bags, look at that. And a ladder. Sentinel Island. Yeah. Fortunately, the Torres Strait Islanders are a lot more friendly than that. Torres Strait Islanders will most likely come out singing, playing some kind of drum. Let's see what the Torres Strait Islanders have for us here. Turn that off if we get copyright strike to hell. We're here because it's in the Torres Strait Islands. We have a massive actual airfield here in the middle of nowhere. And this is the least prepared surface that we are going to fly to today. Flypad aviation buttons are Control, Shift and Echo. Alright, we don't need to do a full inspection since we've not left sight of the aircraft yet. We'll inspect the wheels just because we have landed on a beach. Alright. Those wheel pads have managed to survive pretty well. Did you see him slam his head into the flaps there? There are two types of pilots. Those that have rammed their head into the flaps and those that will. With that said, let's jump back in. Let's pick up our passenger as well. And welcome aboard. Alrighty, so we do want to take off in this direction, so we're going to have to backtrack. Fill up the top there, that's closed. Set that up. Head into the strut after the flaps. Yes, that's great fun. Alright, that's cool. Just for gross navigation error, got to check in Coconut Island. That's sorted. We're not actually flying with the instruments today. We are just going to go ahead and fly to Coconut Island. Good stuff. So based on our VTC, where are we? We're going to fly out past Narugal, past all these islands here. Probably try and find Sassy Island. That'll put us on for Coconut Island on the downwind. Okay, passenger briefing. We are going to be taking off from a relatively small runway here. To do that, we need to backtrack all the way down the runway using flaps 10. Because we do have a rather bumpy runway today, I'll ask that you make sure your seatbelt is fastened nice and tight. Door is closed, window is closed. Favorite plane movie? Yeah, Sully's pretty good. So is United 93. I know that's a September 11 movie, but it's a pretty well done September 11 movie. It's actually a pretty well done aviation movie, to be honest, as well. So yeah, for me it's either going to be Sully or United 93. And because of the way it's so linear, I think United 93 works better. Because Sully jumps around quite a bit in its time zone, in its time frame. Kind of starts in the middle, then you see bits that happen before the middle, and then concludes at the end there. It's a good movie though. $19.17 is apparently very good, and I do need to see it. Hi there, Juicy Hide. How you doing? Alright, I'm going to do a run up at the end of the runway and we'll get going. Good old airplane. It is a classic. What's my vector, Victor? Okay, let's do some run-ups. Yep, good old Otto the pilot. Alrighty, that's us done. Lucky boy, and I kind of like Dunkirk, except for the scenes on the beaches looked a little bit bare. And I know why, because they didn't have any CGI, but to be honest, I think it would have been better with some CGI, chucking, you know, a proper army sitting there on the beaches, instead of like 5 dudes. It was a bit of an empty beach. Ah, there goes someone flying over the top. Cool. Well, we're going to be taking off now. We have flaps 10. And 600 meters of runway. Let's go. Plenty of runway. 75, flaps up. Traffic Torres Strait, Zilchali Forum is making a right-hand base to depart from Mount Elliot Island. Track to Coconut Island. Traffic Torres Strait. Okay, looking for Saddle Island, and from there on we'll look for Sassy. And I think we'll stay down here at 15 again. RPM down slightly. Good day, Owen, how you doing? Tim Stobble with the question marks. Watching me instead of studying. What are you studying, Kevin? Aaron saying the 321 is your favourite. I also agree. 321 is my favourite at the moment. Yeah, it's all got to do with that ACARS. Yes, let's not bring up the 737 MAX anytime soon. That's not exactly a very popular subject with the masses at the moment. No, I'm pretty sure that the MAX isn't better because, you know, it hasn't been flying for a year. When I think of aeroplanes, I think of flying and not sitting on the ground. Let's pretend to be a Boeing 737 MAX. Yeah, on second thoughts, let's not do that. Okay, looking for Harvey Rocks, which has a 10-second flash off a lighthouse. I think I saw it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I didn't see it. Damn. Saw a glint off the ocean. See Warraba Island. Then we have Bet Island, or Islet. Bet and Vin. Just south of Vin is a lighthouse with 5-second flashes. We have Sassy up there. I'm just looking for the 5-second flashes. We want to steer to the left of that. .737 MAX. The MAX stands for Maximum Time Out. YYMI. What's that? Oh, that's Yam Island. Yeah, we don't want to go up there. We've been steering too far north. That's Sassy right there. And just north there is Papua New Guinea. Summer in the haze. We won't be getting that close to it today. But we will next time we come up for the next stream. When we leave Mer Island, we'll head up towards Papua New Guinea, fly along the coast of Papua in PNG, before we head down to Saibai Island. PMA, thanks for that. Good stuff. $3 from the PMA. Looks like you might be getting paid this month. Yay. Nice little blue bird you got there as well. Cool. How much money has Boeing lost in the last 12 months, I imagine? Billions of dollars. Yeah. Yep, coming up in front of us is Sassi Island, S-A-S-S-I-E. And there's a reef there. Just on the south end of that reef should be a flashing light, one flash every 5 seconds. I can't see it, not sure if it's there. Speaking of radio calls, once we come over to Sassi, we want to be on the CTAP for Coconut. Where's Coconut Island? Uh, 120.3, but the CTAP is 126.7, as to be expected. Not a bad looking island, yeah. The old Sassi. Big kind of reefy sandbar at the east end. Traffic, Coconut Island. Zulu Charlie uniforms, the Cessna 182 at 1,500, 15 miles to the east, so again, 15 miles to the west of Coconut Island. We'll be flying inbound to make a downward entry runway 27, Coconut Island traffic. And we expect circuit time 17. Zulu Charlie here. Lachlan Boyd, I would recommend the Dash 8, but that's me. You might like long hauls. If you do like long hauls, then obviously the Dash 8 won't get you there. But out of those two, my favourite's the dash. Especially flying in Australia, you get to do stuff like I did on the milk run. Fly down to Albury, fly down to Canberra. All kinds of fun airports are accessible with the Dash 8. The other thing that you'll learn about the Dash 8 is how to use your rudder, because you absolutely must at all times use the rudder in the Dash 8. If you're not using the rudder, the plane will be flying sideways. I just flew past... Oh, that's rain. Okay, we're getting some rain. Baby Tim, eh? He might do his homework, who knows? He might do it at night time when he should be sleeping. That's what I used to do. Wake up at 4 in the morning and do your homework. It's possible. It's not fun. Year 9, yeah, you don't need to worry about homework in Year 9. You have to worry about in Year 11 and 12. Maybe Year 10 if you care about that kind of stuff. So he's done it all. How much of it was maths? My maths homework used to take me forever because my head and maths really hate each other. Still time 1/7 of the circuit. Very good. And Coconut Island straight ahead. Place that they call Paruma. Imagine coming to a place called Paruma as a white fella. You've discovered this new island and you go, huh, these people call this island Paruma. Let's call it Coconut Island. Anyhow, we're looking for runway 27. Gonna set that up here. Oh, we're pretty much on a perfect downwind right now. Good stuff. Reducing down to 1,000 feet. Traffic Coconut Island, Zulu Charlie uniform is 1,500. Descending to 1,000, we'll be joining the downwind runway 27, Coconut Island. Traffic. PMA throwing some more money at my way. Good stuff, and that's a gold one. I said I hate maths, not love it. That's why I'm not going to do it. That's why when we started talking about how many meters that runway was, I just rounded my answer down to the nearest 10. It's like, how many seconds did you count? 12. So it's such and such per second. How many is that? Well, that plus 10, that times 10 equals a number that I know. Ta-da! But it was meant to be times 12. Yeah, so I'm not going to do times 12. Call it times 10, and then I did a 2-second fudge factor. Worst case scenario, you know? What happens if I float for 2 seconds? Which I nearly did, by the way. Traffic Coconut Island, Zulu Charlie uniform is on downwind runway 27, Coconut Island. Alright, brakes are released. Undercarriage is fixed, mixture is fully lit, prop is fully forward. Fuel pump is on. Fuel set to both. Instrument is set. Seats and harnesses are secure. We'll be landing in about 2 minutes. There's our runway. Good stuff. Yes, I do seriously think there is other traffic, because there's literally some other traffic on the run-up bay right now. I'm flying on vatsim, so it could be traffic, and there will be traffic when we arrive there. That traffic does happen to be watching this very stream, don't they? Traffic, Coconut Island, Zulu Charlie uniform is turning base runway 27. Flap 10 and we'll walk it in. It's because Aaron's talking more. Flap 20. knots. Traffic Coconut Island, Zulu Charlie uniform is final, runway 27. $70 knots, full flap. Technically we are still in Queensland. DJ Kicks head on. Yep, gonna fly Northern Territory, gonna fly Western Australia, gonna fly South Australia, gonna fly Victoria, gonna fly Tasmania. A little squirrely down here on the ground. A bit of a side wind there. No, windsock looks fine. Come on, get me in. NBN is sometimes trash, I'll give you that. Especially the silly ones that aren't fibre to the premise. Ooh, that's a nice looking aeroplane up there. Traffic Coconut Island, Zulu Charlie uniform has vacated runway 28. Alright, want to be careful inside here. Don't want to slap the wing on that tree. I'm going to bring up the flaps right now. tricky with two aircraft on the field. Right, we're past the tree. And I think I need to turn in now. Do you might actually leave it there. Cool. Come to a stop now. Parking brake set. Coconut Island. Let's see if I can push the aircraft. Yeah, let's do it. I'm in towing mode. I want to push the aircraft back that way and into the tail. Oh, I've got the parking brake on. Technically again true, Kevin. It actually does affect stopping distances, however, not in auto brake. In auto brake, the stopping distance is always the same with the same auto brake setting. However, if you're using manual braking, reverse thrust again doesn't stop or doesn't change the stopping distance that you calculate with, but it does actually affect the actual stopping distance. But yeah, if we're using auto brake, the auto brake decelerates at a certain rate of braking, regardless of how much reverse thrust is being used. It'll always decelerate at the same rate. But that's only auto brake. Alright, let's jump back out. I'm not actually stopping yet. We're just out having a look at this little airport, and we'll be flying over to Mer Island. So that's probably going to take another 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. So yep, we've still got another 20-30 minutes of stream to go. Just coming over here to read this notice. There's someone else on downwind. Public notice. Enter at your own risk. Beware of taxiing aircraft. I love the very secure fences we have here. I mean, imagine how much difficulty it will be to access the runway from here. You'd almost need to walk past this fence like that and just onto the runway. I'm sure that will be quite difficult. How long have I had that icon of the 747 sim? It's probably been since about 2007. Might have been 2008. It's either 8 or 7. One of those two. But more than 10 years, yeah. That's been my channel icon for 10 years. And no, I don't feel like changing it. It's cool. Hello, gentlemen. How are you? You local Torres Strait Islanders? Not sure. They look a little Asian to me. Fishing trawler over there. And a yacht. Oh, that fencing is even better. Looks like posts with nets threaded through it. Brilliant. Cool. Da da da. Yo, dude. What's up? Hi, Mr. Baldy. How you doing? Pretty sure he's from the mafia. Maybe he's just some... looks like a bodyguard. Fencing is wonderful. It's islander fencing, you know. There goes a local airline. Let's jump back in. Look at that. Head's inside the flaps again. Alright. Let's get this sorted. No, he doesn't look Italian. He looks Asian. I don't know. Sun shower. Getting a little bit of rain, but it's very sunny out there. Alright, that was Coconut Island. Let's get out of here. Beacon is on, nav is on. Is that even running? Yes, it is. Have they come to buy the island? Yeah, quite likely. That seems to be a very Chinese thing to do. We'll probably need flap 10 for this takeoff. That'll be interesting reaction. Problem is that I probably won't see your Supermarine Spitfire. You'll look like a 737. But if you want to look like a 737 that can fly upside down, then sure. What's the code for this one? YMAE. Mer Island. Alright, so this one's going to be a bit of a longer leg. It's 59 nautical miles. So yeah, not too bad. Take about half an hour. Mer, and as you can see, if we extend the downwind too long, we end up in Port Moresby's airspace. We're on snow. Okay, fair enough. The runway's the correct position anyway. Let's move out. Traffic Coconut Island, Zulu Charlie Uniform, Cessna 182, entering a runway 27, backtrack. Throw all the lights on that we've got. Alrighto. So Mer Island will be the next one up. Mer Island is the birthplace of Eddie Mabo. Mitchell, we're off to Mabo's island, Eddie Mabo, who is a very famous Torres Strait Islander. Chuck his name into Wikipedia if you want. He was instrumental in getting the land recognition to Torres Strait Islanders and Aborigines. Rotten snow. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've never been part north of Cairns myself. Cairns is as far north as I've ever been in Australia. Alrighty, let's roll. Need to do my warm up. I do keep on having issues restarting the engine, so I'm just wondering if one of the magnetos is getting fouled or something. Maybe the right one. The left one's not coming down as much as the right one. That's fine. Yep, that's working. Traffic Coconut Island, Zulu Charlie Uniform, departing runway 27 straight out. Say again, left hand downwind departure. Traffic Coconut Island. $60 knots. Climbing out 75. Aircraft's quite happy there. Flaps coming up. Yeah, a couple of birds. Wouldn't mind going north of Cairns one of these days. Not sure I'd ever get as far north as the Torres Strait. I reckon Cooktown's about as far as I'd go. Maybe Weeper. Traffic Coconut Island, Zulu Charlie Uniform is on the downwind, climbing through 1,200. I reckon we can continue to climb up to 2,500. Good stuff. Hemispherical doesn't apply below 3,005. Last time I was in Los Angeles in the sim was would have been last year's event, SoCal thingy. Actually, did I even go to LA for that one? I know I went to Vegas. I don't think I went to LA. Yeah, it's been a while. There's 2005, we'll leave it there. RPM at 2400. It's Ron Snow worked for Telstra. That's funny, I work for NBN. In an office. Doing office work. They call us balancers. I think Telstra have balancers too. I certainly had one of your managers, my girlie. The less we talk about her, the better. Although as a field technician you may never have met that particular Angela. You'll be better for it. That's right, she's left NBN now too. Happy birthday, Aaron. That's true. Back off on the power. We're sitting there at 140 knots. Temperature's 25. Breathe out there. 40, 50, about 155 knots. Of true airspeed. 158 of ground speed, there we are. Be quite interesting working for Telstra in these kinds of areas. I know they do it. Sean, how you doing? Haven't seen you for a while. Found me on the old VAT map. Good stuff. There we are. I've generated a little bit of action happening around here in the Torres Strait. Who's this and why are you going the wrong direction? Ah, you're just going to Battery Island. Alright, cool, never mind. One of these days I'll do a video on the setup. One of these days. Yeah, Sean, it's nice to fly some general aviation. I'm doing a tour around Australia in a year or so. We've just done the entire east coast of the mainland, starting from Essendon back in, what was it? When did we start in Essendon? What do we mean, Easter of 2019? So it'll probably take us a year and a half to get all the way around. I'll have to pick up the pace a bit. I want to stop off at all of the airports that have scenery in Australia, given the amount of tiny airports in Australia that have scenery. No, I'm not going to do it now. My desk is an absolute mess. It's horrific. And there's like credit cards and stuff flying around, so, you know, here's my credit card that you can see the numbers of. Enjoy your purchases. Bye. That's not an A320 cockpit in the background. That is a Dash 8 300. Arjun gave me that. No, it's not a 7.3. That's a Dash 8 Q300. Yeah, I'll clean it at some point in the weekend.
Running in the Torres Straits, region Echo Delta Lima Navajo, 10 miles to the east of Lockheed, descending through 1002 join at the base, and overfly for the mid-song traffic on whack.
Indeed, but you know, I've got stuff on my desk that I don't want people to see, mostly credit cards and medication and rubbish. So yeah, when I finally get it fixed up to make it look nice and pretty, then I'll show you guys what it is. Yep, Lewis, I am on VATSIM, and that traffic you heard is on the CTAF. Our wonderful CTAF frequencies, which we now have on the new voice codec. At the moment, Arjun is flying the 300, not the 400. He's captain on the 300s. Loving these channels in the area there. So yeah, QuantumSync both fly the Q400 and the 300, and they also have only two Dash 8 200s. Of course QuantumSync have 300s. They fly them to all kinds of places. Armidale. And they even have two Dash 8 200s, which they fly to Lord Howe Island. There you go. QuantumSync with the new livery on the Q300. Ding ding ding.
Traffic map where you Echo Delta Lima Navajo over 700 feet tracking down the runway 33 traffic map where.
So yeah, Arjun flies those at the moment. I don't get free or discounted internet at all. I wish I did. The one little thing, and it's a very tiny thing, the only thing that I got to do was decide which technician would come to my house. And that's it. Other than that, because the NBN doesn't actually sell the internet, funnily enough, it runs the network rather than actually sell bills customers. So as far as the NBN is concerned, the NBN's customer is the companies that sell to users. We're like 2 or 3 steps away from billing a customer. So yeah, I don't get anything really. $30 miles to go. Are you the one with the dislike on the video? I don't believe you. Tim Stobie? I think the person with the dislike on this video is someone called Matthew. $2 cents. No, Tim didn't make the dislike. Matthew did. Matthew from Ireland. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Matthew from Ireland stalked me for about 6 months. I blocked him on YouTube, then he followed me over to all of my social media, and I blocked him on Twitter, and I blocked him on Facebook. Then he followed me into the FS Labs forums, and he was badgering me there. And he got banned from the FS Labs forums, which was hilarious. And then he disappeared. Your dislike, alright. Well, I won't give you any money, Tim, to undislike it, but I will give you a barrel roll. So if you want to see a Cessna 182 do a barrel roll, make that downlight go away. So I'm literally offering, do a barrel roll! Yeah, Matt Davies did get banned from vatsim. Yes, good old Matt Davies certainly went out with a bang. I think he accused some of the vatsim board of being pedophiles. That was fun. Ah, Tim Stobie has reduced the dislike ratio, so... There you go. One barrel roll. That barrel roll was for you, Tim. Enjoy. Yeah, you can do a barrel roll because during the barrel roll you're always in positive G. You start off with about 1.5 G as you pull up, and then you do the barrel roll, and during the pull down you're still at least half a G. Roughly. Which means of course you're nose low by the time you come back around. You just have to pull up.
Traffic map way, go Delta Lima Navajo, final runway 33, traffic map way.
Alright, let's have a look at our arrival into Murray Mer. Murray and Mer Island, runway 32 is our arrival. Stick that in there. How you do, passengers? Ah, yes, that's cool. Have you ever seen, what's his name? Bob, whatever his name is? Bob Hoover. He did a barrel roll with the engine stopped while pouring glass tea into a cup. 1G the whole way around. And that's how you do a proper barrel roll. I can see my island. Catch you, Kevin. Have a good one. I think you could do a web search on Google for Reddit, Matt Davies, vatsim, pedophiles. Then you'll probably find what you're looking for. Tomorrow I start work at 6:30 in the morning. Miles out. Murray Mer Island traffic, Zulu Charlie uniform is inbound to Murray Island, runway 32, 10 miles, estimate circuit time on the hour. So it does. Yep. Good start. Yeah, good luck. I have to leave the house at about 20 past 5 a.m. Somewhere between 20 past 5 and 30 past 5. Depending how fast I feel. What do you reckon? Straight in for a left base? I think we can. Yeah, Matt, say again, Elon Musk can get away with calling people a pedo, but that's because he's a billionaire. Matt, on the other hand, isn't. Sorry, Matt. Cool. What did you do at Mayberg Island, Aussie Aircraft 98? I need to check my Mayberg as well. I've got the runway sitting in a hole. I have to put a flatten or an exclude under there, make the airport flat. Matt did it better, did he? Let's go down. I'm kind of on a weird oblique angle for a left-hand downwind here. Yes, Glenn, Cairns in the summer is of course going to be hot and humid. Is it raining in Cairns recently or not? I heard some rumours from some of the technicians that are working in Cairns for my work at the moment. I think they're more worried about the fact that they got routed out to Port Douglas instead of to Cairns. It's like, we're working in Cairns, why are you sending us to Port Douglas? That's not Cairns. Traffic Mer Island, Zulu Charlie uniform is inbound Mer Island, runway 32, turning onto downwind, runway 32, Mer Island. Hasn't rained since Sunday, thought so. Milano, very nice. 5-4. Okay, it finishes about 5 AM my time, so that should be fine. Maybe. So Murray Island, this is a extinct volcano. You can see the caldera has collapsed into the ocean there. This is the other half of the same volcano. Most of the volcano is underneath the sea. Yeah. That's the majority of the township of Murray Island. Now Murray Island is the home of Freddie Mabo, who was instrumental in getting land rights recognised for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. Went to the High Court of Australia. It was the first time that and the native person in Australia had their land title recognised legally. Anyway, while we get ready for our arrival, brakes are released, undercarriage is fixed, mixture is fully rich, prop is fully forward, pump is on, fuel is set to both, and I'm showing just around half a tank. Runway in sight. Runway is 300 feet above sea level. Starting to turn in. Bit of an overshoot there. Traffic Murray Island, Zulu Charlie uniform, final runway 33. So 27. We don't have a... Oh, that's because we're pushing it around. Cool. There it is. Flaps. Traffic Murray Mer Island, Zulu Charlie uniform, final runway 33. Apologies for the clash between the two sceneries that we have here today. The height of the runway is correct, it's just that the lead up to it isn't. Traffic Murray Mer Island, Zulu Charlie uniform, vacated runway 32. Okay, where do we want to put the aeroplane? Here, I reckon. Brakes are in. Down it goes. Welcome to Murray. Murray Mer Island. Let's jump out. Interesting gate here. Where's it now? We're finishing now. This will be the end of the flight tonight. From here we'll be doing the Friday night ops on Saturday morning. Friday night ops being in Los Angeles. Then whatever we're doing on Sunday, milk run Monday, and probably next Wednesday, we'll be taking this over out of Murray Island, heading to, I think, York Island, Yam Island. Yeah, York Island there, Yam Island, and we're going to probably visit Saibai Island just to see the edge of Australia. where Australia nearly touches Papua New Guinea. Then we'll head down towards Mayberg and Kuban. But that's either going to be Friday or Sunday or Wednesday, not sure yet. But certainly the next flight that we do will be Friday night ops, I suspect. That's a rather striking landmark, isn't it? What does this sign say? You can't move animals, poultry, meat or dairy products, fur, fruit, don't know what that is, plant material, or guano. Interesting. Does that mean not allowed to take it away from the island, or you can't bring it in? Don't know, probably both. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed the little flight around the Torres Strait Islands. Very interesting part of the world. I've been Musical Aviator, and I'll see you guys next time, possibly on Friday Night Ops out of Los Angeles. Till then, ciao for now.